a broadcasting legend in his own mind. He's known to be prickly and very opinionated. It's time to get in the huddle with your host, Coach Muddle.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. Running just a tad bit behind today, but we'll get there. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. There we go. Now we got it. We're in. So, all right. I got a lot to say today, but you know what? I'm going to let Captain go because he's got something important to show us. So, go ahead, Captain. You start off.
I'm actually. I will wait until you go into your diatribe. Then I will say what I have to say. But I would definitely not want to take the floor away from you, sir. I will talk in due time.
Okay, you can though. You can go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering. Since I guess nobody really listened to me last night when I spoke about the pitching of the gentleman that that the Rays picked up from the Pirates. And I just wanted to show you this shirt because it is important. I got to take my earphones off and hopefully I will say it correctly or do this. You guys see the shirt, right?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay. Now, you know who that person is, right?
No, I have no idea.
Okay, that's Chris Archer. That is the player that the Rays traded to the Pirates to get the pitcher that pitched last night, whose name escapes me, who was actually the best pitcher on their staff other than Snell, along with Austin Meadows, who parked a home run. So for a pitcher that the Rays was basically the best on their staff, but that's not saying much, in order to get two quality people for one player that was asking for way too much money on that contract, okay? And
right,
those two people, well, wait a second. Those two people were instrumental last night.
Hello?
No, it's your computer.
I'm here. Coach. I'm here, yeah. Coach. I did not cut out.
No, it's your computer.
Yeah, those two people were instrumental in the win last night. The pitcher that kept the score
Hold on,
low.
Hold on here. All right. Nevada Nick, am I breaking up to you?
Not anymore. I mean, you weren't breaking up.
Me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are cutting in and in.
Yeah, well, I told you. It was yesterday. You were stalling a lot. I don't think you can hear it.
As a captain,
I
having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'd say just a little bit.
Yeah. Amazing how that happens when I was talking about it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely the internet. I've used that trick too.
Captain, I thought they actually got to that pitcher last night. They did get 4 runs on him. I thought it was the relief pitching for the Rays that was really impressive. I thought it was a panic move by Boone, pulling the young guy out after 1 run. I mean, that was a quick hook, and then you put J.A. Happ in, who was maybe going to be your Game 4 starter. I thought that was a little bit of a panic move by Boone. But now the Rays won. And where big mistake the Yankees made too. Frazier in the 9th inning swung at ball 4, and he would have loaded the bases and got the tying run on first. And he swung at it, and it was a ball. That reliever was kind of nervous, I think. Yeah. You'd have bases loaded with Sanchez and then the top of the lineup. But I would like to see that happen. But yeah, like I said, Frazier swung at ball 4. I mean, look, they were up 5-1, and then boom, Stanton's playing lights out. I mean, he kills that ball, and it was 5-4 like that. So, I mean, it's going to be a good series. I think I really do think the Yankees are going to bounce back there tonight. We'll see.
I'm not sure who the starters are for tonight.
Tanaka and Morton.
I was going to say probably Charlie Morton because that's their number 3 pitcher for the Rays. Morton's not a bad pitcher. Got him from the Astros organization. Very reliable. Not overpowering, but a very good pitcher, which is why they picked him up. Tanaka, you can tell me more about Tanaka than I know. I'll tell you a lot more about Morton than you guys know. But so I like that matchup. Morton is a very competitive pitcher with a lot of veteran chutzpah, I guess would be a good way to say it.
Now Tanaka's had some playoff success though too, hasn't he, Coach? I think he was
Yes,
big in 09 when they won the World Series.
Yeah. He's been lights out for the Yankees. He's been their go-to because, everybody's been hurt. Usually when they get to playoff time, the Yankees don't really have anybody. If you remember last year, it was Tanaka and Paxton who kind of carried the Yankees to where they were. The year before, it was Tanaka. So, it's it really is so I have a lot of faith in Tanaka. What I'm pissed off at is, the Yankees are really, you got to stoop to their level to play, this cat and mouse game. You're the friggin' New York Yankees. Play like it. Jesus Christ, you're playing. Oh, you got to play take the pitcher out bullshit after one inning. Really?
That was a quick look. I agree. Yeah.
The kid gave up a home run. Big deal. He's got jitters. Let him pitch it, and then you bring in Jay Happ, who's a starting pitcher. He's not a reliever. You threw him out of your game plan, and this was, Aaron Boone is not a goddamn manager.
It was a panic move, man.
Whatever they say, they're saying it. That was a bullshit Bush League tactic that the Yankees stooped to the Rays level of. That was a plan all along. They were sending the kid in for one inning, and that was it. Yeah. And it was total horseshit. You're the Yankees. Play like the goddamn Yankees. Yeah. Your batting lineup is on fire right now. And then fucking Judge shits the bed. He had plenty of opportunities to come through, and he didn't.
Yeah.
So
I was going to make a reply, but I was watching a Japanese movie with the words and the mouth not corresponding to each other, about a 3-second separation between the actions and the words. It's quite funny, but I'm the one that's not being heard from there because of the problems with the computer. But I will say that Bush League play or that Bush League managing, I forgot who was the winners of the American League East this year.
That's tough, Captain. With all the injuries the Yankees said, it's kind of tough to get a feel for where they're at.
I'm gonna say what y'all said the other day when I was bringing up other shit. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, it was the Raiders. It was woulda, coulda, shoulda.
I never said that. I never said woulda, coulda, shoulda. So stick it up your ass. It's a goddamn Yankees. Play like it. Okay, that's what I said.
Yeah. Well,
play like it.
He didn't say it was losing. It was just
shit that the Rays do is Bush League. That's all I said because it's Bush League.
Yeah.
Play it simple. No shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Okay. No. Let me ask a question.
Hold on. Can I?
Go ahead, Nick, and then I'll respond.
Yeah. With the young kid, too. What about his confidence? That's my bigger problem with it, too. One run, and now you may have to ask him to start later in the series because he only pitched an inning, and you ruin half. So where's his confidence at after you have a hook on him after one inning? So nobody's saying, the Yankees left some things on the field, but the Rays won. I don't think either of us were saying it's just, you going with the kid. You want to make him your game 2 starter. Give him more than a run. I mean, he gave up one hit, and then shut him down. He only threw 28 pitches.
30
let him.
Pitches. He threw 30 pitches.
Okay, let him try to feel himself out. And if he walks a person or puts 2 runners on in the second and looks wild, hook him. But give him a chance. Hap comes in, and I don't believe that was a plan. I don't think Hap knew he was starting that night. And he got put in and gives up a home run, and Rays scored 5 runs. And look, because of the Yankees, they got back in it. But I don't understand the move. I don't.
I think the Yankees should have let him go through the order one time at least. Go through the order one time. And because if that was your plan, like you said, a throwaway game, then you would have given the kid more time than that. Yeah, but this was just a hoax to get the lineup to be left-handed dominant so you could put Hap in there. That's all that was. That's all that was. But Hap, no. Because, if you're a pitcher, you've got a routine, and your routine is this. And for him to, stop and have a whole inning off and then start the game really threw him off. I'm sorry. He's one of those, everything's got to be this way for him to pitch right.
So you're saying that Aaron Boone sucks as a manager.
Yeah.
Oh, I've said that since day one.
Yeah.
I've said it since day one. He's reading whatever the analytics tells him to read, and that's the way he manages. That's why Joe Girardi is now in Philadelphia, because Joe Girardi says, fuck you sometimes. I'm going a hot hand. I don't care what the number says.
Okay, so sounds to me like you have an ass pain for your manager.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, no, I said I don't. The bigger thing to me is you say a throwaway game, Coach, but he didn't manage it like it was a throwaway game. Right. He managed it like it was Game 7, though, because now Hap can't start later in the series. So I think they're going to have to go back to this kid. They may have to go back to him.
Right, he has to go back.
We need Game 4.
He's your Game 4 guy now.
I'm looking at both sides. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it did make sense to me.
Because, but here's the thing. I say throwaway game, but in a 5-game series, you don't have a throwaway game. First of all, because now if you go to Game 5, you're going to ask Garrett Cole to pitch again, and he's not going to be your Game 1 starter in the ALCS.
Right.
You throw off the whole rotation now. So that really is annoying because you got to go 1, 2, 3. So now you'll see Tanaka tonight, and I'm very confident in the Yankees bouncing back with Tanaka, because he pitched great after he got in a rhythm, and they didn't stop the game 3 times on him. So now in San Diego, he'll pitch through. He'll be fine tonight.
I would yank Sanchez too.
Yeah, Sanchez. I mean, the other guys doing great. I can't even pronounce his name. Yoshoki.
Sanchez has missed a couple balls too, like just catching them, and the ump has to call him balls because he's not catching them. And then, like I said, then he comes up in the 9th inning, and the guy was a little wild. He walked the first 2 guys. He was a little wild, and Sanchez just goes up there 3 strikes and you're out. I mean, like,
those were you're a professional.
Yeah.
And you swing through a ball that was right down the middle because he was wild and he was trying to correct himself. And that's when it's time to hit a home run, and you can't even hit a ball down the pipe. What the hell is your problem?
Yeah, he was behind it too. But go ahead, Captain.
I'll say I don't have to say a word. I'm just amused watching you prove my points for me about how the Yankees gag.
I wouldn't say the Yankees gag, but
they're
missing pitching. I said that all year. I love their hitting. Their problem's pitching, and they're missing Severino, Paxton. I mean, they're missing some good starting pitchers.
Look, if everybody's healthy next year the starting 5 will be Cole, Severino,
Paxton,
Herman.
Oh, Herman and Paxton.
The new kid. Did I name Paxton and the new kid? And you have Tanaka, who's still going to be the 5th guy, and I think you bring the kid in as your go-to guy.
Yeah. The one thing for captains is the Rays manager is a better manager. Cash is a very good manager.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great manager. He was pulling the right plugs last night with relief pitching. I mean, the Rays relief pitching, give them credit too. That Yankees lineup's dangerous, and they got in some good positions, and the Rays bullpen really shut them down. So you got to give them credit too.
And finally,
I appreciate that, Nick.
Yeah.
Finally, some credit to the Rays.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not denying credit to the Rays.
Yeah.
No, I was going, top left corner on the Brady Bunch thing here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But and finally Stanton is on fire. Like, he caught fire. And I mean, he is going to be I wouldn't be surprised, if he comes up and certainly he's going to get walked. And the problem though you face is you have Voit in front of him, and then you have Stanton, which I think it should be. I don't like that Judge is the number 2 hitter. I think he should be the number 3 hitter. you're
Boyd's
trying to get
struggling a little bit too.
back.
Boyd's struggling a little bit too. He's been the one guy who hasn't been too good in the postseason.
Who's that?
Boyd. He's been the one guy who hasn't. I think he's hit like 200 in the postseason. I mean, it's only 4 games, but
he has 3 home runs. He has 2 home runs, I think. He hit a home run. He's hit a couple of home runs, so he's not. He hasn't been Sanchez-esque.
Yeah, right. Not many people are Sanchez. He can't even hit the Mendoza line. He's right. Like 126. He's below 150.
I'll say if you can't hit your weight, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's not good. Unless you're me. You know what I mean? That's high expectations.
Hey, I'd be a 285 hitter. Not too bad. Yeah.
Hey, I'm under 250 now, so not that hard for me.
Yeah, so big game tonight. And that's the other thing I don't like. I think they should have given days off in between. I know you're not traveling, but still, let them stretch their pitching staffs out a little bit. I think it would make it more competitive. I don't understand. I don't understand that.
Here's where it gets dicey in game 3, 4, and 5 because you're going to relievers that you haven't, really don't have a lot of trust in. I just don't. Because you got to save guys for hopefully for a bigger moment. But those are getting closer and closer. So. This is a pivotal game, and I think you'll see the Yankees kind of pull out some stops, and both teams will go too.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is obviously because it's the middle game. Who wants to be on the top of the 2-1 aspect tomorrow? And I said before this series, I said the Yankees have gotten their bats back, but I tell you, it was very good pitching, keeping the Yankees at 4-4. And then getting the runs as they could. And like Nick said, I still say that pitcher, even though he gave up 4 runs, that's 4 runs to a very vaunted Yankees lineup. And yet the Rays had enough in their agenda to keep it at tied and then better. Okay. And then you pull in Anderson, and Anderson pitched 2 strong innings. And that's my boy right there. The Curtis, who is the guy that almost gave up the game away in the 9th. He throws the hardest, but like you're saying, he was a little wild in there. But when he needed to get those outs in the 9th, I believe he struck out everybody after he put 2 on. Am I mistaken there, or I think he struck out everybody after they had 2 on. So it was 2 on, right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So. And to be honest, I missed the first inning because I didn't put it on in time. And that's why when Happ was in there, I'm like, what the fuck happened to the kid that was supposed to play? I missed the first inning. Yeah. I didn't turn it on in time. So I was going to ask you guys, but I didn't have to. When they said that they pulled him, I'm like, well, that's stupid.
Yeah, 1 run. That's just unrealistic expectations. You're putting a 21-year-old kid in a playoff game, the ALDS, for the Yankees. It's there's no bigger spotlight in the baseball world. I think Garrett Cole's struggled with that. This is a former Cy Young winner. This is a 21-year-old kid.
And honestly, he made one mistake and gave up the home run. I think you had to let the kid settle down and let him, which he did, and you got to let him pitch. You got to let him come out the next inning and let him pitch some. Go through the order once.
Like I said, the worst part is what you're doing to his confidence in the future, and the fact that you pitch Happ now. And like I said, unless they're going to have a bullpen game, they're going to have to go back to this kid and say, "Look, you only pitched 1 game. Tanaka's going through game 3. Happ can't pitch game 4. I think you got to go back to him in game 4, and then hope Cole can go on short rest for game 5."
Yeah, they were even saying that. They were even saying that last night. I said the kid only pitched like 21 pitches or so.
30.
Okay, apologies. But he would be that they would have to possibly ask him to be ready later time. More power to you, man. I said I'll take the Rays pitching overall right now against the Yankees pitching. I'll take.
Oh
the
yeah,
Rays pitching.
I agree with that. I mean, the Yankees are missing 3 starters. Yeah, I would definitely take they're more consistent.
What, Captain?
There's
It's
no doubt about
facts. You're getting upset about it.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you play who the fuck is on your roster. You're not. I'm not saying next year when the Yankees have a fucking murderer's row of pitchers along with the murderer's row of hitters. I'm talking about 2020 in the
Wait,
ALDS.
2020.
But Captain, you just said with the Raiders the other day, if they had their full compliments and didn't make mental mistakes, isn't that the
Right.
same thing?
That is
I
the same thing.
I said they mostly was the mental mistakes that were killing them. People were saying, well, you had a lot of people out. I said, yeah, they do, but you still play who the fuck's on your roster. I didn't poo-poo injuries. I said, you play who the fuck is there. Okay.
Right. You didn't say that. You said that the pitching is better. The pitching is better because the Yankees have injuries. Plain and simple.
So who?
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They
Okay.
have injuries, so the Rays have a better pitching staff right now. And yes, they have a better pitching staff, but is it better than the Yankee bats when they're on fire? No, it's not. So Yankees get their head out their ass tonight, they'll win.
We shall see.
We will.
We shall see. And if the Yankees win in 4, fantastic. If the Rays win in 5 or the Yankees win in 5, fantastic. I'm just saying that people have been giving the Rays a bunch of fucking those fucking guys all year, and they deserve to be where they are.
I don't think any people aren't saying that. I mean, they're the number 1 seed. Everybody knows that. The Rays are a good team. I don't think anybody's selling the Rays short. I just think it's the Yankees. Captain, that's a hell of a lineup, and it's the Yankees. And you have to put in the fact the Yankees were hurt. They didn't have that lineup, and when they did, it was explosive. Let's not forget Judge's
the beginning of the season, Captain. The Yankees were what, 20-3 to start the season?
Yeah, and Judge was MVP, and then he gets hurt. Stanton gets hurt. LeMahieu gets hurt, and then they get back together in September, and they go on that run of 10 straight and score runs. So that factors in. Yeah,
shit happens, right?
Rays are a good team.
People get injured. Shit happens. Next man up. They got their bats at the right time. They got them for the American League Division Series. And if they win, they got them for the ALCS. And if they win, they got them for the World Series. You play who the fuck is on your bench.
Oh, no, but what I'm saying, Captain, you're saying I think people think the Rays are a good team. They're not denying them. But what I'm saying is I think people look at Yankees and say, hey, this team, when they're playing with their full complements, may be better than the Rays. And I think that's possible, you know. But the Rays are a really good team. Nobody's underestimating the Rays. They are the number 1 seed, and everybody said the winner of this series, much like they said about the Western Conference with the Clippers Nuggets series, was the finals. But obviously it didn't go to that. Clippers Lakers. But I think everybody thought this: the winner of Rays Yankees is going to the World Series. So I mean, I think everybody thinks this is the 2 best teams, and the winner of this is going to move on to play what everybody I think is leaning to think is going to be the Dodgers.
Yeah, I believe so too. But you know, shit happens. We'll see. That's why I watch the playoffs, because people that you don't think should be there or underachieving or whatever, it's a matter of who plays best when the fucking chips are down.
It happens all the time. Look at Steve Pearce for the Red Sox. The guy was the World Series MVP, and nobody had heard of him. I mean, it happens in baseball a lot. These guys come out of nowhere, get a couple home runs, and I mean, look at Stanton. He had 3 home runs in 3 straight at bats. He was going for the Reggie Jackson for 4 for 4 last night. At that point, he didn't get it, but I mean, that one, the 3-run homer. Oh my God, he destroyed that ball. It was just like ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw the home run, man. It went out the fucking Chula Vista.
Yeah, Stin said, "Let's talk some football and be friends again."
I saw that. I saw that.
I mean, I think we talked. Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers are the Dodgers. I think that's a good series too. I just think Padres, you know, their 2 best starters are hurt. Clevenger tried to go last night, went out. I think that's going to be a tough road to hoe for the Padres. Dodgers just look good. You know, we'll see what Kershaw does tonight. I mean, that Padre lineup is no joke, but looking forward to that. Did you guys hear about the Titans today? 2 more cases?
No.
Well, I heard about the Titans, and this is one other thing I did want to talk about with COVID, is that they had the kid from the Patriots, Gilmore, came up COVID positive, and he had an issue. The Titans had more people that were COVID positive, and they were practicing in an area where they weren't supposed to be, but nobody's saying shit about that. But and again, yes, I'm bringing it back to my team, but they're fucking harping on is like, let's kill the fucking Raiders because they did this. Well, let's make sure that all of the punishment that is meted out by the NFL is fair and equitable for all people.
Well,
if you fuck up, you fuck up.
Well, I think the Raiders part, Captain, is the optics of it. I'm not agreeing with it. It's the fact that you're out at a charity event, no mask on. I mean, it's kind of a bait thing. I don't agree with it, but I think that was the part. Like, we got picture these guys at a charity event with their masks off. I mean, I think it's stupid. I don't honestly, and I'm not trying to sound heartless, but football players, if I was a coach, I'd say, look, guys, we're bunkering here. Stay in the house. You know, we'll do a chef, whatever you want. We'll have food sent to your house. Don't go out. I mean, you're trying to protect $1 billion industry here, and everybody, I'm not trying to, but it's about money. And I think everybody wants to see football. So, I mean, you might have to take precautions. I mean, there was a reason the NHL and NBA were successful.
I got it, man. Hey, fucking bunker in, fucking bubble everybody, put plastic wrap on people and tell the wives, guess what? I'll fuck you in 4 months. That's the way it is. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's just the way it is. Hockey people did it for 2 months. I understand that the NFL season's a little bit longer, but if this is your livelihood, right, you have families that understand.
Yeah, I mean the NFL too. They're going to take a hit next year. I think they said the cap's going from like 199 million to 175, which that's $24 million off the cap. That's significant because they didn't have fans this year. So the revenue sharing goes down.
I got it. Well, the Raiders will be on 20,000 under as soon as they cut Trent Brown and Mariota. So there's our cap right there. We're good.
Yeah. Now, I wonder what's going to happen with the Titans because now, like this, you would think this week's in question, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I said you're going to have to redo the thinking of the playoffs starting on X date. You better fucking back that up at least 2 weeks.
I agree. I don't think Goodell wants to, though, because he even said he doesn't want to mess with the schedule. And like I had said last night on your show, I typed in, they basically put out that if games are rescheduled and the schedule has to be changed, because of something you've done that is outside of protocol, you're going to forfeit games. And, I don't think fans are going to be happy about that, but, they're going to investigate, and if something's found that you did something against the rules, I don't know if they're going to do it, but that's what he threatened: draft picks, money, and forfeited games. I mean, but I think it's inevitable now. I mean, here we're at week 3, and you're starting to see it with the Titans, the Patriots, the Chiefs had a practice player. It's
and
starting
to go to Chris Lentz.
So and we're going into flu season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got mine.
Oh, yeah. Now, is Hurst COVID? Did he have COVID?
Yeah. And see, that's the other thing. They were talking about Hurst was put on the COVID list yesterday. And then they said that there was another player that tested positive for the Raiders. I'm still trying to find out who it is. But all they were saying was, maybe the Titans have to make some changes for this game. Maybe the Patriots have to make some changes for this game. Not a fucking person said anything about the Raiders when they already have the same fucking thing going on. It's like, why are they treating fucking teams differently? That's what I'm pissed off at.
Captain, man, always got an axe to grind with the NFL with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, they're talking about they're the fucking Yankees.
Well, we don't talk about the Yankees every day, Captain. It's like I said, we can talk about a bear shitting in the woods, and somehow it's going to circle back to the Yankees.
Well,
to the Raiders.
I remember when I was shitting with the bear. I was shitting with the bear in the woods, and both Flores and Madden and Al Davis were out there. So that's all I'm going to say.
Well,
I sit on my screen. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a crazy week, and we got a good game tomorrow. Finally, we got a lot of shitty Thursday games. You got Bucks Bears tomorrow. But I don't know, Sis, if you know. I know yesterday the top 4 wideouts for the Bucks all did not practice. I don't know if that was a strategy or what, but we'll see what happens with the Buccaneers because I don't know how good Brady's going to do if the top 4 receivers are out.
Well, I definitely want to see a Bears win so I can giggle my goody Google ass off. But
Well, you're going to see how good the Bucks are the next 3 weeks. They got Bears, Packers, and then
Raiders.
Right? Yeah, on the road though in Vegas. So you'll see how good Tom Brady is. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of good games. Next Thursday is Chief Bills, which that's going to be one heck of a game. So we're gonna get 2 Thursday games in a row that are pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Coach, you all right?
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh,
yeah. Because the Giants got Dallas this week. Two shitty teams.
Yeah.
Playing each other.
Yeah.
So,
with that one, I don't think you can trust either of them, Captain. It should be a win for. I mean, you'd think Dallas would win, but I don't trust them either.
No. I think the fucking Giants should win with the way that Dallas's defense is a fucking sieve. It's a sieve.
But that's to the Giants' weakness. And if Dallas's offense comes out, because everybody blames Dallas's defense, and don't get me wrong, they deserve it. The Cowboys' offense have had back-to-back critical errors in 2 or 3 or 4 of those games where it's early in the game, it's turnover, other team gets it, turnover again. They had back-to-back plays. Dallas's 2 best players, Prescott, strip sack, fumble, and then Elliott has a 20-yard run fumble. Back-to-back plays. You can't have that. And they know their defense sucks. You know what I mean? And what the crazy point is, though, with as bad as their defense is, if All-Done Smith, as Captain likes to call him, makes that tackle on OBJ, Dallas might have won that game. They were within 1 score. They were really, it was a big-time comeback. I mean, it was a 4-point game. I think Dallas would have won if they make that play. I mean, but obviously the defense is just killing them.
True.
Vicky, what does the Cowboys and the post office have in common?
They never deliver?
Yeah, I was just going to say
that. That would be my guess.
Uh-oh.
Well,
something happened, Captain?
Yeah, Listella's down and the trainer's out. I missed it because I was actually paying attention to the broadcast here. So, bases loaded, and the A's have come back and are now on top 8-7.
Oh, good. I bet the A's. Good.
Yeah. Bases loaded, 1 out. Okay, here it is. I'm sorry, I was actually paying attention. He got Listella, who's a left-handed hitter, got hit on what looks to be like this wrist area in here, and he's down hard. So that's not a good thing.
And once again, that's something I'm still going to stick with. Is Atlanta's up 2-0 on Miami?
That's
Dodgers should have played Marlins, and it should have been Padres Braves. And I think the Padres would have beat the Braves. I really do. That offense is high powered, and then the Padres would have won another round, and they maybe could have had their 2 starters and had a better chance to give a 7-game series to against the Dodgers. I mean, Dodgers are not an easy team to beat. Oh, he says the arm is broke. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, like I said, it looked like it went right into that wrist meaty area in here. So he's definitely
broken forearm. Forearm.
Good. Dr. Hunter over there, Jason Dean.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Can you imagine that though? 100-mile-an-hour fastball or whatever it is hitting you right in the bone like that. I mean, that's got to be painful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That'll be a very hard loss for the A's because Listella is one of their better players that's consistently good. I don't know a lot about the A's, but I do know a bit about him. Good player.
Yeah. Now, one thing, if we can circle back to Coach's Giants, a lot of people aren't talking about, which is an angle to the game. Jason Garrett going against his old team, and he's going against that Dallas defense, and he knows a lot about. I know it's Nolan as the coordinator, but he knows those players. You got to wonder if Garrett's going in there chomping at the bit to get some points on that Dallas defense.
And that's why I said give that W to the Giants, because that's one of those lesser known or not lesser known but forgotten about aspects, because it's like, oh, it's Dallas Giants, but Ben's like, oh shit, it's Garrett.
I can't believe that. Sorry to cut you off, Captain. But
he's got to be named a starter if what's his nose is out like 4 weeks. I heard that.
Darnold's hurt.
Sprained his shoulder. He says he can play.
Oh, I thought he got. I thought they benched Darnold. I didn't know he was
No,
hurt.
he sprained his shoulder against the Thursday night Broncos.
Right.
He was out he came out and then he came back in, wound up playing the game. But now they're saying it's a sprained shoulder and they're not letting him play. He wants to though.
Well, I mean, Jets are in trouble anyway. That's team stinks.
I mean, if I'm Darnold, I know what shit show that is. I'd rather just get on the IR, collect my money, and find a new team next year.
Well, you know what? He's saying I sounded like a teenager going through puberty again. He's saying the right things. Oh, I want to play. I want to play.
Is that your Trixie voice?
No, tricky dick. Well, he's like with his age, he's like, here, hold me back. I'm gonna say I want to play. Oh, I want to play. Here, hold me back here. I don't want to play for this shit team there. And that's what he's saying. He's doing the right things publicly. But like you said, do I want to play for the fucking Jets? No.
I don't know. I think the Jets are going to go after Bieniemy. I really do.
I agree, but I think it doesn't matter. I think Joe Douglas didn't draft a quarterback.
Yeah, Bieniemy, it's working with Mahomes. He's going to go for his QB. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which
I mean, and let's give it some credit. Joe Douglas knows how to horse trade.
Yeah,
he's a horse trader.
Yeah, he got the deal for Adams that's going to pay off.
And they got a big, so you get the number one pick, plus you got a couple other picks, and if you could, maybe finagle a second or early third round pick for Darnold, you're in business. I think.
Yeah. And Washington did start bench Dwayne Haskins. Does that mean Alex Smith is going to be the starter?
No, it's not. It's not.
Because I hate to say it, I don't want to see him play. I just don't want to see him get hit or something happen, God forbid.
Right. No, he's not. He is. It's the kid they got. They took the backup quarterback from Carolina. Whoever the backup quarterback was for Carolina.
Kyle Allen.
Yes, there you go.
Thanks, Des. I mean, Haskins, I'm not surprised. I said it. Look, I think a part of it is what's around him, but I just was never sold on Haskins. And I think now you can see Rivera's telling you he's not either. So Washington's now in the market for a quarterback.
Right. But again, they've won a football game already. The Giants and the Jets are in a race for number one. And go ahead.
No, does he go after Cam Newton maybe in the offseason? Try to get him to come to Washington? Ron Rivera. I mean,
no, because I think they would have picked him up when he was a free agent.
I don't know. I mean, not that I know about such things, but I thought I heard the sensing that Rivera and Newton are not on the greatest of terms.
Yeah,
they work together because you're the coach, you're the quarterback. That's just the way it is. But they're definitely not buddy. Kind of like Belichick and Brady did not get along either. But they and shame on me for actually saying both of their names correctly. But they worked together simpatico because they knew it was for the betterment of the team.
Okay.
He's mad at himself for saying the goat and the goat's name properly. They call him the goats then, Captain. That's all.
Yeah. I don't see that, but I don't see really Dwayne. I could see Dwayne getting picked up by a team that has a veteran guy somewhere and sitting behind someone who's got a veteran. But I don't see. I didn't really see Dwayne Haskins as that starter in the league.
Yeah, I mean Washington's a shit show and always has been. It's like being a head coach for the Browns. You know what I mean? It's not exactly.
You know what I relate this to, and Captain will understand this. I related to Marijuanovic when he got drafted. Staying in your hometown, it's bad to be in your hometown and play. Sometimes you need to be in a different city, away from all those distractions that are. That come along with being that hometown kid. And maybe, because Boomer Esiason says it all the time, the best thing for him was coming back to the Jets late in his career when he was later. So because he was able to navigate all those things that come with being, playing for your hometown team.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, and I just don't see Haskins just got drafted because he went to school with Dan Snyder's son. Really,
You know,
I can't see the whole. Yeah, the comments are kind of cut off at the side. I can't see what Chris Lentz is saying. Yeah,
he said,
shame
shame on you, Captain. Timeout for you.
for what?
I don't know. You know,
yeah,
one
shame
thing
on
too.
you for saying the GOAT in their real name.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Right. You know, one thing though too. We didn't get to talk about the other game last night. For Monday night, and I know the Falcons stink, but man, you know, I've been tough on them. I thought not that they were fraudulent, but I didn't think they were, you know, should have been in the NFC Championship last year. I thought they kind of got lucky, but man, the Packers are a real deal. You know, LaFleur, give him credit. 13-3 last year, 4-0 this year. He's a good coach. They're running the ball more. I think. You know, come on. You tell me Rodgers isn't sitting there with a little smile on his face watching McCarthy fall apart after he gives that little help to Nolan, who gave Mike McCarthy his start in San Francisco. That's where McCarthy was the offensive coordinator and then got his job in Green Bay. So I think he kind of helped him back out and brought him in Dallas. But, I mean, Rodgers has got to be loving it. He's playing good ball. You know, I think that whole drafting Jordan Love in the first round now is behind that team. They look good, man. That defense is good. They got players on defense. They run the ball. And then you got Aaron Rodgers, you know, playing quarterback. It's a very talented team. Yeah.
And he's got a big chip on his shoulder. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're the best team in the NFC right now. I think if you go balance-wise, I like the Seahawks, but I think the Packers are much more balanced because of that defense.
I agree. Definitely agree.
Absolutely. So
yeah, Coach.
Yeah, I just think I think that's the I lost my whole train of thought because I was trying to read what Jason Dean said and talk at the same time, which I can't do. So
yeah, Jason Dean was saying Aaron Rodgers could turn anyone into a star, but he's talking about the tight end, backup tight end, and 3 touchdowns the other night. He was watching cars last year.
But you know, and I just don't see, like I said, you know, where does Haskins go? I mean, where does he go? I don't see a place for him. Honestly, if I go around the league, maybe Detroit.
Well, Haskins is going to be the latest edition of Drew Rosen or Chosen Rosen.
Josh Rosen, yeah.
Josh Rosen, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I think he's a good backup at best. I don't think he's a starting quarterback. You know, did you guys hear what Aaron Rodgers said today too? That they talked about him being an off year for him last year. Well, he said, "Well, my off year is a breakout year for most quarterbacks." So you know, yeah. I mean, he's kind of right.
A PP eater signing too. Yeah,
takes over Carr's job. Oh, talking about Dwayne. Well,
we'll
see. If he keeps turning the ball over like he does, he might be in trouble. I mean,
let's hold. Here we go. Hold on.
What?
We're getting a call.
Okay.
Call from Jason Dean. To accept, press.
Jason Dean, welcome to the Huddle, buddy.
I'll tell you where Dwayne Haskins goes. He goes right back to Ohio. He'll be backing up Baker Mayfield, holding the clipboard for the next 6 years of his career.
or Cincinnati, even though they're in Kentucky technically.
He'll sit behind Burrow because Burrow ain't going nowhere.
No. As Burrow's backup.
And he was the starter over Burrows in Ohio State. Crazy how.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Full course. Yeah. Backing up Joe Burrow.
There you go.
Jason, how about that? Something? Would that be something? Captain, I just want to congratulate you for the win last night. Aaron Judge was up to bat with 2 guys on, bottom of the ninth, to be the star, and he struck out.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was sweating that at bat. I really was.
And Jason Dean, I thought Frazier's strikeout in the ninth, where Frazier swung at ball 4, where he could have walked and loaded the bases in the ninth. That was a huge mistake too.
Oh my God! Yeah, because him, I don't know what his Ed Sheeran ass is doing. He has one good game, and then all of a sudden he goes to shit. He almost dropped that pop fly out there. Jesus.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Where yes, I know
Yeah,
the play you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, he run it like it was a home run, and then he ran too far and went back and got it real quick.
right. That's right.
Yeah, he looks like Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. He does look like Ed Sheeran.
He does, man. Absolutely. Oh man,
Who looks like Ed Sheeran?
Frazier.
For the bed.
Yeah, who do you like tonight, Jason Dean?
He likes the Yankees.
Oh, he likes the Yankees? Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, I like the Yankees. I know Tanaka's going to give up runs, and I know Charlie Morton is a good pitcher. He is.
Yeah.
But I mean, screw like Stanton's hot. And it's like it doesn't matter. Like all you got to do is get on base with him, and he's hitting the ball 3,000 feet.
Right.
And it was definitely further than what they said it was.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
Oh, he killed that ball. He killed it.
Yeah. That's why, like I said, man, it went out to Chula Vista.
118 miles per hour. 118 miles per hour off his bat. That is
Yeah.
insane.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's why I said
Had a
it
little
was
extra
Chula Vista.
juice in it. It had a little extra juice on it.
Yeah, it did.
Well, he's getting all that good cocaine from Miami. That's why he's you know, that's why he's down there. He's getting that good shit. He ain't getting that fish scale.
Yeah, my uncle actually texted me the other night saying he looked fidgety at bat. He really did, too. He was like going like this, but it's working for him, so, it's good. Who cares?
He's drinking Red Bull to calm down.
All right, Jason Dean, good stuff, man. Thanks for the call,
Thanks
buddy.
for calling, buddy.
Good to talk to you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man.
See you, buddy.
There you go. Good stuff from Jason Dean. We
Coach,
appreciate the call.
You're gonna need to get in that house and get the Wi-Fi fixed, man. I can see you've gone down a couple of notches with the Wi-Fi service, and it was shitty before.
Yeah. Oh man, but I just want to get back. My question before Jason Dean called in was, where you have 3 first-round quarterbacks still on their rookie deal that possibly could be coming on the market next year at the end of this football season.
Darnold, Haskins, and who?
And Haskins.
And who else?
Jones.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about it. Good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Jones, Darnold, Haskins, same draft, too.
Yeah.
No, Darnold is a year in front of him.
Sorry, yeah, but Jones and Haskins.
Yes.
Yeah, so, Jones and Haskins, same draft. Darnold a year earlier, right?
I firmly believe that, I think the new general manager that comes in for the Giants wants to pick his quarterback and start his legacy. And the Jets, I think when you bring in a new coach and the general manager didn't pick that quarterback. So I think they move on as well. And Ron Rivera, the same thing. You're in places where –
I think that's going to be the Jets' selling point to a head coach. You're going to New York, the biggest market, where we have the number 1 pick, most likely. I'm thinking they're going to have the number 1 pick.
I think
and then
yeah.
We got Seattle's first-round pick. We got a lot of draft capital. They're going to get rid of Bell. So you got something you can mold and go and say, all right, we're going to draft Trevor Lawrence, spend some money. We got a bunch of draft picks to build the line and get around them. So it might be an enticing place to go if you're Eric Bieniemy.
Absolutely. I think because, Houston's probably going to make a run at him. And, what do you got there? I mean, great. You have a quarterback that's kind of dynamic, but there's nothing around him.
Right. And they're in cap trouble. They just paid the shit out of Watson. It's tough.
Right, and they're in cap hell. Hey, Jason Dean, I like that. What do you think, Captain? I think Sam Darnold would fit well with all those weapons in Vegas.
Yeah, it just depends upon if Gruden wants to have. And I finally fixed my my fucking chat so I can actually see the whole thing now. If Darnold is more of a He's looking for the guy that can use his legs and throw. You saw that on that friggin' run that he had against the Broncos. 46-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Somebody that's going to go out and do that.
Carr's more agile than Darnold is.
I understand that, but Carr until the last game was not showing that. He was not showing that, and I don't know whether he's been told not to because he's so friggin' fragile or not. I mean, they picked up Mariota because Mariota is a guy that can run and throw, and that's why he's sitting as the number 2 guy. So, I think that is a possibility. It depends upon what Gruden thinks of him, along with what Mayock thinks of him. I'm sure Mayock is high on him. There you go. I mean, right on cue, man. Jason Dean was thinking what I was thinking. If Mayock loved him as much as they said, and Mayock says, "This is your guy. This is your guy," and he doesn't friggin' he doesn't throw as many picks, or he doesn't fumble as much. He's bigger, in my estimation. I'll have to check to see his. How the tail of the tape on height, weight. But yeah, I'd love to see Sam Darnold get a shot with the Raiders. I think that'd be a great place for him to go.
Yeah, with
why Daniel Jones doesn't fit there. He's more agile than the 3 of them.
I think
the problem with Daniel Jones is that he throws a lot of picks. He tries to.
Daniel Jones is Derek Carr to me. Daniel Jones and Derek Carr are very similar. Yes. I know they might have different playing styles, but they're very similar. Darnold with the arm talent and maybe with Gruden, and you got a good line there, maybe you can – because, when you play on bad teams, man, you get happy feet, the confidence goes. And look at Carson Wentz. Man, when it's a struggle. You feel like you got to do everything, and you start seeing ghosts. The field shrinks. It's crazy. It doesn't expand. It shrinks, and I think that's part of it. And maybe, you get him down and Gruden can fix some of those things, put him in a good system. I mean, maybe they bring him in against Carr, but I think Darnold's going to want a job to start. So maybe they get rid of Carr and bring him in. I mean, look, it's going to be the year. If the Raiders are 7-9, I think Carr is in trouble. I do. I think, Gruden was looking at this as a playoff type team, and if they don't do it, I think he's going to pull the trigger. How that is, I don't know if Darnold's the guy, but there's a lot of guys out there,
And like I said, that your only cap hit on Carr next year is $2.5 million. Yeah. That's it. $2.5 million.
That's nothing. It's like giving him $20. Hit the road.
Right. Yeah.
And you can get Darnold you could probably get him on a couple-year deal. Well, not on the cheap, but for starter money, maybe you give him $20 million or something, so you're not paying $30 or whatever, and say here's 2 years, $40 million or whatever.
He's a first-round pick, and this was year 3 for him.
But he hasn't really shown it on the field though to demand a big contract.
You still have 2 years of getting it. You still have 2 years because you have 1 year, year 4, and then you can.
Well, then that would be if the Jets trade him, obviously.
Well, that's the only way. I don't think the Jets are going to let him walk out the door without getting in return.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know what the Raiders will give up.
I don't think you're going to get more than maybe Joe Douglas gets a late second.
Third round. Yeah, I would think a third round.
That's what I'm saying. Third round at best.
I mean, I know it sounds crazy because Darnold was the overall number 1, but they value draft picks.
He was the number 4 pick, actually.
Oh, right.
3. It was Baker, Saquon, Darnold.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and Vicky Gann's favorite person because she loves Trent Brown to death. That's just her boy. Again, when he goes, that's like $20 million gone too.
And there's no cap hit?
No.
This is just his second year.
When you get rid of him, because they were talking about it last night. I'll check it, but. I think that all the signing bonuses, I believe, are gone. You're only working on what the contract is. If you cut them, if it's not guaranteed, and I'll check it up with Spot.
Yeah, I'd be surprised in year number 3 that they wouldn't have anything they'd be able to for. Yeah. But it might not be a ton of money. Yeah,
I'll check it.
All right, hey, listen, guys. The Yankee game starts early tonight. It's at 7:10 first pitch.
Oh wow!
So we're gonna cut out. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We're going to watch the Yankee game, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. And we'll talk about how this Game 3 worked out tonight. So
Yeah.
it'll be good.
And if the Yankees win, I will wear a Yankees jersey tomorrow.
Wow.
Wow.
And the
All
Yankees are his third favorite team after the Rays, so it will.
There you go. There you go.
I'm playing.
I
All
tell
right,
you, I
thanks,
got a lot of
everybody.
jerseys, baby.
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that, Captain.
Got a
All
lot
right,
of jerseys.
everyone. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.